Hey folks, the Old Pros are here. They are an educational theater group that works to bring quality stage production here to Laguna Woods Village. And we want to welcome Carol Glenn and Sharon Rosen back to the program. Thanks for joining us again.
Thank you.
We don't usually have you guys this far apart. You're not arguing, are you? Everything's okay?
No, we just didn't make any noise when we came in. We said, they're there, we'll take the
This
seats.
much redhead energy next to each other just couldn't be
It's a
too
lot.
much.
Yes.
It's a lot. It's going to be a fiery interview. You guys have a big show coming up on the 20th over at Clubhouse 7. It's the big holiday show you guys do. So tell me a little bit about what you have going on.
I'm the president of the Old Pros, and I was looking at what are we going to do for December. And I have this wonderful lady who's so musical. And I just said, Sharon, we want to do a lot of happy, fun stuff for the upcoming December show. So having said that,
Well, Carol has put together some terrific fun readings, and I've put together the music.
Okay.
So I'm in a group with 4 other women called the Feisty Women, and we'll be singing a couple of kind of old time traditional songs. One of Laguna Woods stars, Moki Lund from the Woods combo, will be singing some really terrific things. The
Beautiful
songs
Christmas
really
songs.
beautiful Christmas songs that people love. I'm doing an unusual Hanukkah song. See, I'm a Hanukkah.
Yeah, I saw you're calling that your ugly sweater, though?
Yeah,
Or
well,
is that-
it's not ugly.
It's my
I know,
beautiful
that's
Hanukkah sweater. But if people say ugly sweater, this is all I got. The way my brain works, sometimes a friend said they're so tired of, I have a little dreidel. And so this side of my brain went, yeah, we need something else. And this side of my brain went, I think it'll fit to Rolling in the Deep, a Bell song. What do you think?
There you go.
And it does. So that's what I'm singing.
and I am so delighted. I heard it for the first time yesterday, and it is a treat.
Oh, thanks.
And classic Adele. I mean, your voice is so beautiful in that. I'm
thanks.
delighted.
Now, when it comes to putting together a show like this, when do you start? How do you get together as a group and say, okay, here's what we want to do. Here's how we want. Here's the act 1, 2, 3 kind of a thing.
Director.
I'm not really sure. I just say, God grant me wisdom and guidance, and then I start looking around. And I've been very fortunate that I spot certain things. And having worked with Sharon before, that made that part easy. And my thinking was, well, here we are, Christmas. Everybody does Miracle on 34th Street for Christmas.
Sure.
You see the movie over and over again. Let's look at not the warm, fuzzy things. Let's look at some of the different situations that happen in there. In this case, it's the judge and his campaign manager talking about, is there really a Santa Claus, and what happens if you say there isn't?
It's a funny scene. She chose a really funny scene.
Thank you.
When we talk about the Old Pros, just in general, what's really the core of what you guys want to do with the club?
Well, I think you said it. We really want to put on quality entertainment for the community. And one of the things that I've been focusing on, because the pandemic has decimated so many of the clubs, is that we're working more and more with other groups and other clubs, which brings us to the effect that I'd like to talk about a little bit later about our January show that we will be doing. And we have in the past, we've been doing shows for the publishing club. They came in, we were doing enacting stories that they had written, which has been a fun thing, and we plan on doing more of that for next year.
Yeah, we talked about it a couple months ago, and that was really, I heard, that really sounded like an interesting kind of concept to bring those two clubs together, and the writers and then the performers, and make that happen.
Absolutely. And in working with the other clubs, we also do presentations for Peace Day, which is a concerned citizen project.
Okay.
And we're doing our show for the College Club, also December 20th.
There we go. Now, folks who are coming, they're encouraged to wear ugly sweaters and kind of have a good time.
Anything festive.
Anything
An ugly
festive.
sweater, a beautiful sweater, baubles on their heads from the Christmas tree, whatever they want to do.
So members are free, and guests are $5. It's over at Clubhouse 7. Opens up at 6:30. Open at 6:30, but doors open at 7 p.m. for the show.
No, doors.
Doors are open at 6:30 for people to come in.
Okay,
and,
yeah.
And 7 o'clock is when the show will
And
start.
as one of
Curtain goes
our
up.
ladies said, come for the wine, stay for the show.
And if I don't mention Mark, my Mark, not your Mark, my Mark,
Okay.
he will be sad.
Well, let's mention Mark.
Mark, you know,
I always like Marks.
my husband Mark Hochberg and I do a show here on TV6, you know, the home with the Hochbergs, where we just have fun for a half an hour making music. And Mark is a vital part of any time we have a performance with
Oh,
music, including this
absolutely.
one. He's a genius piano player, and you just tell him what song and what key, and he goes. He just plays.
Right, and it does take so much coordination to do the kind of lighting, music, sound,
The
performances, the blocking, and all
Yeah.
of those things. It's not just, you guys just don't go up there and vamp for a little while and hope it all works out.
Yeah, and that's
Sometimes.
something that and that's something you brought up. We're always looking for technicians who are willing to work behind the scene, which doesn't mean you're stuck behind the scene, because we'll pull you up on stage too. We're really a rep company. We like to have people involved in all of the aspects, whether it's writing, producing, directing, acting, or behind the scenes costuming. God knows I do that enough
Well, sure.
of the
And
time.
last year's Christmas production, we did.
The Grinch.
It's a Wonderful Life. We did It's a Wonderful. Oh, was that 2 years ago? A
Yeah,
Wonderful Life?
yes.
Well,
It's all merging together.
Right. But because, you know, I'm usually the music person, but on It's a Wonderful Life, I was the person doing sound effects in the background along
Right.
with her Mark.
Well, switch gears real quick. I want
Yes.
to jump over to January. You guys are partnering with another club, the African American Club here in the village, and you're having actually a pretty, it sounds like a very interesting program with speeches and quotes from the civil rights movement.
Absolutely. I started doing research on this, and Michael Pontecorvo, who's our incoming vice president, is working with me on that, and just started going through who are the famous black figures that we know about. But like many of our playwrights, you know about them, but you don't know that much about them. And so that's one of the things we're doing is a brief history. For some of them, like Sojourner Truth, she has this wonderful speech, "Ain't I a Woman Too?" And Frederick Douglass, and we're still, I got an outside, we do bring in people from outside as well, and we're delighted to have this lovely young woman, Jasmine Monroe, who will be doing the Marian Anderson spot, "My Country 'Tis of Thee."
Oh,
Lovely voice. We have so many lovely voices, but you didn't fit the character.
No, I understand, and I'm delighted to hear she's coming in.
Yes.
Now that's kind of it's kind of a different kind of presentation than you guys are usually doing. I know a lot of it's like entertaining and fun, but this seems more really kind of a more serious tone in terms of this presentation, right?
Yes. Another one of our board members suggested January, Martin Luther King. Why don't we do a tribute to famous black figures? And I said, that's a wonderful idea.
Yeah.
So I got in touch with Annie McCrary, who is the president of the African American Heritage Club. And she's been very helpful, and we said, let's do it.
Yeah, fantastic. So that is going to be coming up for folks January 3rd, 7 p.m. And it's going to be, members are going to be free, of course, and guests are $5. And it sounds like it's a Clubhouse 7. It's going to be a great one.
Yes, and that's what has happened to us with the Old Pros. This last year, we were all over the place time-wise. We stayed at Clubhouse 7, but we had different schedules. This 2024, we are going to be the first Wednesday of the month, every month in 2024.
Okay. Sounds like that's going to work out. Okay, so we got some consistency with our meetings. Nobody's going to be confused. We got some great holiday shows. Make sure you guys get out there. Clubhouse 7 on the 20th for the big holiday, Magic of the Holiday show. And, of course, just like we mentioned, the We Had a Dream event on January 3rd at Clubhouse 7 as well. Old Pros, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Great segment, great segment. Thanks for joining us. It's going to be a great show. Let's make sure you get out there and do those. Hey, Sports Corner's coming up next. Stay with us.